Okay guys, so here what we have is a cleanup that I did. As you guys can tell from the title, I wasn't lying. We had absolutely no permission to be on this property. The owner, I'm pretty sure, is selling this house because I heard from a different neighbor because I'm in this neighborhood. But they didn't know that we were gonna be here. The grass was getting way too tall. Like if you look at it, I mean, you can see it. Look at the yard to the left. That looks like an overgrown yard compared to the rest. And so you can really tell like why this was so urgent. And I just felt like a lot of the neighbors would appreciate it, so I just wanted to go and clean it up and help out, maybe get a video out of it. So that's where we are. But right now I'm just going back and forth with the mower. Obviously there's going to be stragglers. This grass is ridiculously high, so I'm just trying to get an initial mow, going over it. And I actually have a camera girl in this video to get the shots like you saw earlier, the one of me mowing. She was getting angles. She also was the one who filmed the trailer in the beginning of the video. So one thing I'm gonna want to know is if you guys like content like this. I just want to know if you guys are interested in content like this and you want me to continue in posting videos like this, because I mean I had fun making it. It was a really fun video to make, and I honestly enjoy making content like this. I think it's fun, I think it's entertaining. I mean, yeah, you can get thumbnails out of it, but I just like it. And then I feel like it's a good opportunity, like if I were to want to do reviews on equipment, to do certain content like this, because I can test it in the actual harsh conditions by doing cleanups. And I also can clean up my, the neighborhoods that I mow in, get some publicity for my actual business, show people that I'm not just here to make profit, but I'm here to clean up the neighborhood. It shows a good Samaritan. And honestly, I would have done this regardless if I was recording or not. I've done multiple things like this off camera just because, it's my neighborhood too. I mean, not directly my neighborhood, but it's my city. I like to keep my city looking nice. That's the ultimate goal. Making sure your city is as nice as possible. As a lawn care dude, that's what we're doing every day. Maintaining the city. That's basically what we're doing. So I'm gonna let you guys just keep watching this. I'll see you guys in a bit. So in this next clip, right now I'm just explaining to you guys that I won't be doing the backyard, only because we are on a property that I'm not supposed to be on, and I don't feel comfortable going in someone's backyard, just in case, you know, you can see how big of a cleanup it is back here, and I'm gonna be back here for a while. If I was back here, you know, I never would want to get in a situation where someone's coming home and they didn't want me to mow for some weird reason. I don't know why anyone would not want you to clean up their property, but I didn't feel comfortable doing the entire back, so I just stuck to the front, making sure the actual curb appeal was just improved a little bit. I weed whacked throughout the entire yard also, and right here you can see me using a stick edger. I like to use stick edger on all my yards. I don't really like edging with the weed whacker. I think stick edger always leaves a crispier line, so that's why I use my stick edger. But you can see a couple stragglers right there in the grass. I'm gonna get those later. What I do, the order I'm gonna be doing it in, is basically mowing, edging, weed whacking, blowing all the clippings right back onto the lawn, and then mulching them up again. That's how I do my cleanups. I know a lot of people they would mow and then go right back to mulch, or edge and then mulch when they blow it onto the yard after the edge. But you know, I just feel like when you mow it first and get most of the yard mowed, and then you blow the clippings on, I don't know, in my experience it comes out with a better result. You can see right here how much of a struggle it was to get through all this edging. This edging was super overgrown. Like, it was ridiculous. It was like, you know when it's a mud edging and the grass is out 2-3 inches off the edging. You can tell this yard has not been mowed in months. Probably around 3-4 months. This property has not been mowed. So, yeah, it was a struggle getting all these edges in place. But I ended up doing it. It was a good cause, and I actually had a lot of the neighbors come up to me after I finished this whole property, telling me like thank you and everything, saying if I got paid, and I told them that I was just trying to help out and clean up the neighborhood. I actually closed the customer. The neighbor would be right to our right now, or to the left of the house if you're looking at the road. So I actually closed the client off of doing a free cleanup. So that was pretty cool right there. But I just kind of wanted to do it because I drive past this property every week, and I just saw that it was in dire need of a cleanup. So I said, if no one else is going to do it, you know what, I might as well just do it. I had a little bit of extra time, so I went there. Right here I'm actually making sure I got my eye protection. You always got to stay safe, and you never want, especially when weed whacking. See, that's a mistake I make. Sometimes I forget to put my goggles on when I'm weed whacking, and then it always gets you every single time, and then you're like, dang man, I should have had my goggles on. But you live and you learn. I've been trying to keep accountable of that though recently. Only when I'm weed whacking though, it's important. Blowing too, but I mean mowing and edging, you don't really need them. But weed whacking for sure, most of the time you need it. It feels like you need a face mask when you're weed whacking. Sometimes something comes slaps you in the face. Actually, there was a time that I was weed whacking in a piece of clay. Well, I was trying to weed whack the edge barrier. Like so, I went over with the stick edger and then tried to weed whack to make the lines look even better. You know, the time that there was like the soil was had a lot of clay in it, and a piece of clay actually came up and smacked me dead in the side of the face. Felt like I got punched bad. Like I got straight lightheaded. I couldn't see. Luckily, there was someone mowing with me that day that could help me finish the yard. If I was by myself on that day, as you can see, I don't have my goggles on again. But if someone was not with me that day, I would have just had to sit in the truck for a little bit because it rocked my world. Ever since that day, I've been at least wearing my glasses because if that hit me in the eye, that would have been a bad story. So I try to just stay safe and try to make sure when people are working with me, they're staying safe too. That's the most important thing. You never want to get injured. That would be the worst case scenario. But I'm going to let you guys keep watching. I'll see you guys in a little bit.
Camera?
Am I in camera?
Yes.
Okay, I just finished up blowing, and I'm right back. Just like I said, I finish blowing, I go right back and start mulching up the clipping. I only do this on cleanups. I double mow my cleanups. Usually on a regular mode, that's when I would end, but this is a completely different scenario. The grass is ridiculously tall, so you can see right there in the front section how high it still is of just clippings I blew in. So I'm gonna try to get all those cleaned up and make sure all the clippings are taken care of. Just so, even though no one's gonna know, probably the owner would never know that I did this, I still want it to just look good. I mean, if I'm here, I might as well just go all the way instead of just doing a half job. That's just my motto. I'd rather just do something right the first time than have to come back or have to see that I didn't do it right. But right here, I'm just going back and forth, getting all the clippings that I can. I'm not going to get every single clipping. I mean, it's a cleanup. You saw how tall it was. You can't expect it to look like a perfect yard, like I've been servicing this yard for months on a weekly basis. But it looks a lot better, as you can tell, than when I first came here. When I first came here, on the left side, the grass was higher than my knees, and you see now it's at the height I wanted it. Right now I'm cutting everything at 4 inches. In Florida, that's like kind of customary. Like, everyone kind of cuts their yard at 4 inches. That's where you want it. No one here really cuts it super low. Sometimes people cut it at 3 or 3.5, but really nothing under 3, unless you have a different type of turf that's not native to Florida. Most people here have St. Augustine, so this grass is actually, I mean, it's a bunch of weeds, to be honest. But you see, if there's a dominant grass, in the left side you saw a lot of Bahia grass. On the right side there was a lot of Floratam, which Floratam, St. Augustine, that's what's the most common grass types you see in Florida. St. Augustine, you usually want to cut it at about 4 inches, so that's like, the higher it is, a lot of time, the better it looks. They like it to be nice and high in a straight 90-degree angle. That's the goal for a lot of the turf down here in Florida. But yeah, I'm just blowing all the rest of the clippings up here, trying to get done. I'm gonna put some clips of, I'm gonna put a clip of the before and the after, which is gonna show what I showed in the beginning when I went through the whole before clip, and then it's gonna show the side by side to the after, and you guys are gonna see how much this yard transformed once you see it next to each other. It's crazy. It may not look too crazy. I mean, yeah, it does, but once you see it side by side, you're gonna really see the difference. Okay, I'll let it finish out, and then you'll see your side by side comparison.